Is Libya better off without Gaddafi? It has been about a year and a half since the revolt started and Gaddafi was killed. He was killed in his hometown by numerous bullets. He was the dictator of Libya for about 42 years. I found this info at worldtime.com. Along with Gaddafi, many of his higher-ups were also killed. As of October, what and why all of this had happened was still unknown. If this issue is brought up, it still causes issues and violent crimes. They believe his death was part of a war crime. He was captured and then he was killed. There had been a civil war going on in Libya for about 7 months previous to his death. But is Libya better off without Gaddafi? Over a year now since he was killed, and Libya is still not stable. The government is doing what they can to fix this and work on things. They are trying to incorporate militias into armed forces and get rid of militias like Al-Qaeda and stuff that cause issues. There are still issues with Muslims and Islamic groups. A huge fight broke out when Qurans were burned, and the Muslims were not very happy about it. I found this information on yahoonews.com. Last July, 2012, was the first time in 42 years that the Libyans were able to vote. You don't vote under a dictator, and he was in the dictatorship for 4 decades. This is a huge move for countries like that. Being able to vote and having the freedom to voice your opinion makes a huge difference to people. Now that they're out from under a dictatorship, they can make steps like these a little bit at a time and completely change the way their country is run. It makes a huge difference to citizens of countries to do things such as these. There's still much work that needs to be done over there. There's still war and problems, and fights between Al-Qaeda, Muslims, the Americans getting killed. There's still a lot that needs to be done. We lost 4 Americans in Benghazi. This believed to be a crime by a group of people that were somehow linked to Al-Qaeda. It is not for sure, but that is what's believed. Things like this will take some time to get rid of and completely weed out. You can't just get rid of a large group like Al-Qaeda and expect there to not be any problems. This info came from GuardianWorldNews.com. Countries that have been run by dictators for such a long, extended period of time have a rough road ahead of them. A new government has to come in and clean up and completely redo, as it has been such a mess for such a long time. From the sounds of it, Libya is still having some issues in trying to work out the different struggles, but the steps that need to be taken are being taken slowly but surely by the government. From what I've seen and learned on this, it seems that Libya is better off without Gaddafi. They are able to vote now, which includes making decisions for themselves and not just being run over by one man. They have to continue to do this and walk in the right direction. They need to get rid of the bad groups and the hatred between one another. As long as they keep taking these steps and the government continues to work together and let the people make some of their own decisions, it seems that they will be able to make a good, stable country again. Libya can do as well as many of the other countries in the world. It's just going to take some time and concentration. The government and the people both have to communicate, and there can't be hate crimes and things being burned by people that dislike the other religions or the other ethnicity groups that are all living over there. There are still many problems in foreign countries and third world countries and things like that. Not everything can be fixed right away, and the United States certainly cannot do all of the fixing for other countries. However, by us being over there, trying to help and communicating with them, they're able to take the steps in the right direction. Gaddafi being murdered in such a way was probably not the best way to go about this, but it got them a good start and got them on their feet. So to me, I think Libya is better off without Gaddafi.